Yo, what's going on? In this video, I want to talk about why you shouldn't buy Scaler plugin if you want help with music theory. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Jay Carteret from jcarteret.com, teaching you how to be better at YouTube marketing, online business, and all things music, especially music production. If you want to know all the tools that I use, links in the description. There's a bunch of resources and all that sort of great stuff. Definitely check that out. But let's get into the video. So let me tell you a story. Now, the other day, I think it was like 2 days ago, I was watching a video from, I think it's DJ Av McCree, and he was making a video about counter melodies and how, you know, they're not called counter melodies, they're called harmonies, but that's besides the point. The point is, he was using Scaler in his video, which is the plugin that we're talking about today. And I thought it was a different plugin, honestly. I thought it was a different plugin that I had seen advertised before while I was watching YouTube videos, which was a plugin made by the company that makes Mixed in Key. I don't know if their company name is Mixed in Key, but they definitely make Mixed in Key, and that's a plugin that I used back in the day in order to see what key certain beats were so that I could, you know, get the auto tune right and all that sort of stuff. So I saw this ages ago, but I didn't want to buy it at the time. But at this point in time, I was like, you know what, let me grab that so it can speed up my process with the actual creating music. And then, you know, today I realized, of course, it's not the same plugin. But yesterday I was trying to make beats with Scaler, and I realized this is really not that good for that. And I then bought the other plugin, which I actually thought it was, which is just way better if you want to produce music really quickly and you're not that good at music theory and you want to be able to learn music theory while also being productive and actually producing beats. So let's get into FL Studio, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you how we can do the same thing in Scaler and in a different plugin called Captain Chords, and show you how the workflow is completely different. Now, Scaler is good if you just want to be able to explore a bunch of weird scales, like, you know, the Egyptian pentatonic scale and stuff like that. If you want to explore weird scales like that, then yes, Scaler is probably very good for you because you can explore different things, and I will probably use that for that. When I want to experiment a little bit, I'll use Scaler to check out other scales, which is really what I got Scaler for. But I also thought that it would allow you to make chord progressions really quickly and easily and be able to like just get your song going from there. But with Scaler, it's a little bit longer than that. So let me show you an example. Let's go to E flat. No, I think we're in B flat minor. We'll do B flat minor. We'll go to the B flat minor scale and we'll create a chord progression. Why am I not hearing anything? There we go. We'll go 1 4 3 5. This is a whack chord progression. Let's hear it. Doesn't sound great. And if we want to like just start with a random chord progression, there's a few, but we can't just get a specific chord progression in this scale, which I really don't like. You can only pick presets from, you know, scales that they put the presets in. That's not a beautiful way to do this. And you can't change the phrasing, so you can't make the chords stay for longer than the bar. It's always on this rhythm, which means you can't really hear what your song is gonna sound like unless you're making a song that's moving that fast, which is weird. But we can bring, you know, the octaves down and stuff. We can add inversions and all that sort of stuff. I like that. You can just quickly, you know, choose the inversion. You can change this to a 7th So I can now just change this into a 7th instead, and we can change all these into 7ths really quickly. You can change that into 9ths, 11ths if you want to go that deep. So you can basically get some basic chords up and move around really quickly. But this is pretty good for you if you know music theory, so you know like the 1 and the 5 does well together. You know that the 7 has a lot of tension. I think the 6 has a lot of tension too. So if you know that sort of stuff, then you can move around this pretty well and get some stuff up. And then when you're ready to export it, what's this? 1, 4, 3, 5. I don't know if we're gonna keep that in Captain Chords, but you can just drag this MIDI to your keyscape or whatever plugin that you're using. So now we can go into keyscape. Let's turn all this off. And let's go to pattern. And now if we want to like change up the phrasing, we need to, first of all, I need to stretch this out because this is way too fast. There's no trap songs or rap songs or modern songs that fast unless you're doing like EDM or like super pop, like, and we're not doing that over here. So we'll move that up. But then look at the way the chord phrasings are. They're all over the place. Like this would be better if it was like down here. Like we wouldn't want all this all over the place. We'd want it as close together as possible. So if someone was actually playing this, they could move their hands pretty realistically, and you see it sounds better when you do this sort of stuff as well. So now let's play it again. But look at all that work. Look at all that work I did to get there. Not great. I mean, it's okay. It's not too bad. Like, this is really quick to get some chords up, innit? But let me show you the difference with that and actual Captain Chords. So let's bring up Captain Chords now. Go over here. So we've got B flat minor here again, and in Captain Chords, the workflow is just way better for artists, producers, anyone who wants to create music. This is for you. Scaler may be great if you want to like detect the key of your song or whatever. I think Captain Chords will probably do that as well. I'm not 100% sure, but it is made by Mixed in Key. But that's besides the point. With Captain Chords, let me see what kind of scales they have. Do they have all those weird scales? I mean, they've got a few. They've got a few. It doesn't seem like they've got all the ones that Scaler has, but really, you don't need all those scales, guys. People aren't making music in all those scales, really. Like, most music ain't using all those wild scales, but that's besides the point. So let me show you how we get something really, really quick in Captain Chords. Now, we need to go to the song pattern to actually do this because we need it to be a 4-bar loop. Actually, this pretty much is a 4-bar loop now, so it might be fine. But we have all the chords that are in the scale up here. We could also like play it in with our keyboard, and there's a bunch of stuff in the Captain Chords plugins, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing right about now. We're only going to focus on building chord progressions. I'll probably do a more in-depth video into Captain Chords later down the line when I've got more time with it. Honestly, just bought it right now. Watched a few tutorials and reviews on it, but I used Scaler on a beat yesterday. I watched a review on it today and realized that it really isn't all it's cracked up to be, because I thought maybe that there was just more stuff that I was just missing. So, but that's not the case. It's just not there. And it's just not as fluid as this. Like right about now, we've got one chord in here, but what if I wanted this chord to be shorter or longer? We can just adjust the duration. Now it's a shorter chord, or now it's a longer chord. You see that? Just being able to do that changes the game, because now I don't have to take the MIDI out and go into there and then edit it that way. I can edit everything in here and have the MIDI ready when I want to put it into my next instrument. So let's build some chords. Now, first of all, I like to add a bass note, so we'll turn up the complexity over here and now add a bass note for me. And then I also want this to be a 7th, but we can make it a suspended 4th, a suspended 2nd. We could try those out. honestly, I never really play with suspended chords, so this is quite interesting for me. I'm actually learning some stuff now. So I'm hearing how the different things sound. So let's start with a minor 7th. And then we can move on. We can add the, what did we have in the other one? I think it was 1, 4. And then we had maybe, let's just do 6, 5. 1, 4, 6, 5. So here is a long chord progression. Generally in trap you probably just have 2 chords, but that's besides the point. Let's play this back. Can we play this back? You're not gonna let me play this back now? There we go. Okay, that is not a full 4-bar loop, so yeah. And basically with this, as you can see, when we put these chords in here, all the notes are close together because it's minimizing the leap between the chords. It's not putting this chord all the way up there and this all the way down there, which is what I used to do when I was producing in the beginning. I would have my chords all over the gaff because I didn't know what I was doing, and it makes things sound jarring. It makes things move around too much, and it doesn't sound like everything's, you know, together, unless, you know, sometimes it works. But having stuff, you know, minimizing the leap and having it as close together like a piano player would actually play it really makes a difference and makes it much better. And we can bring the octave down, we can bring the octave up. Do you want to bring it down? Let me hear that. Yeah, definitely. And honestly, this isn't a great chord progression. I wouldn't use this. But there's also a whole list of chord progressions commonly used in this key. So you can just, you know, preview a quick chord progression. I actually like that, to be honest. We're gonna check some other ones out. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So, and then new chord in there, new chord progression there already, like done. We can add some strum to it, so it sounds like it's actually being played, like it won't play all the notes at once. It's a bit much. Like it already sounds like it's a song. Like you could probably imagine the melodies coming in and playing with, you know, different notes and different phrasings and drums and all that sort of stuff. Like it already sounds like we don't really need to do much to it, but we can change this, as you know, we can make this a suspend the F out of it. Do we have the bass notes? No, they don't have the bass notes here, so we want to add all these bass notes. And look how quick I'm adding these bass notes, cuz. I mean, in FL Studio, I'd usually just copy and paste and control down, so it wouldn't be that long, but still, you know, bass notes there. We can make these all at least a 7th. And make that suspended. And let's hear this back. Ooh. Oh. And I believe you can like run this into other MIDI VSTs and all this sort of stuff and blah blah blah, but that's, yeah, I'm not doing that, bro. That's long. I'm not going to show you how to do this in this tutorial because I'd have to watch that tutorial myself because I don't know how to do this currently. But we can just drag this into Keyscape right now, and because we've got 2 keyscapes, of course. Now I can play this back and we can hear what this sounds like. honestly, we could just start building a melody right now. We could build a melody from the chord notes. I'm gonna go A sharp. We could go on, but that's not the point of the video, innit? I just wanted to quickly show you that, you know, Scaler is okay, but Captain Chords is way better. If what you want to do is you want to get better at music theory and you want to build chords and get your songs built like really quickly, and maybe like I want to use this to make a bunch of loops probably. So if that's what you want to do, Captain Chords is where it's at, and I highly suggest it. It's like $30 more than Scaler. Let's go over here. Scaler is $49.96. Captain Chords is, I don't want to go to the wrong thing. I don't want to show you my Captain Chords license key at accident, but here Captain Chords is $79, so that's $30 more. And with Captain Chords, you get Captain Play, Captain Deep, Captain Melody, and all the other plugins that they're going to be bringing out in the future. I didn't show you those in this video because it's just not necessary, and I haven't used all those plugins yet, so I'd just be learning in the video with you. But as far as I can see, with Captain Melody, you can quickly create arpeggios and melodies from the chords and all that sort of stuff. So what I just did, I could have probably made that in Captain Melody and got that done like really quickly. Captain Deep is for bass lines. I'm unsure if they got anything for like trap and 808s and stuff. It doesn't look like that's what they're focusing on, so I have no idea. But Captain Play is something that you can use with Captain Chords actually, and the way that this works is if you don't have a MIDI keyboard like I'm using right, well, I didn't really use a MIDI keyboard for this video, but if you don't have a MIDI keyboard, you can use a MIDI keyboard or you can use a computer keyboard. And the way this works is with the computer keyboard, it's really simple. Like you can, like all these notes will give you the 7th chords. So if you press Q, that's like the first 7th chord of the scale. So that would be, let's talk about C because that would be the easiest. That would be C, and then the next one would be D, E, so forth and so on, but it'll be the chord with the 7th, and then you can have the normal triad chords and so on and so. It's just, and then here's this suspended chords. It's just really easy for you to build a quick chord progression using like one note basically. I don't know how it works with the, oh, you can just map it with the MIDI keyboard. That's very interesting. I might try that out actually. I might start playing around with that steel. But yeah, I'm really excited to use this because I think it's going to speed up my workflow very quickly, especially with the large bank of chord progressions that you can go through and just create a chord progression and get into creating your song and, you know, creating melodies and all that sort of stuff, and just moving on and just whacking at them beats, because just cooking them up. So if that's something that you're interested in, I highly suggest, you know, grabbing Captain Chords. I will leave a link down below, but it'll also be linked on my you know, page where you can see all the tools that I use to make and produce music. It'll probably be at the bottom. Highly suggest you check that out. And you know, thanks for watching this video, and because you watched this video, I got a nice gift for you still to help you stop being a starving artist. If that's something that you're interested in, then listen up, because I've got a free course that will show you the 5 most important steps to YouTube success. It's the steps that I follow to be able to achieve financial freedom, to be able to chase this music thing and, you know, focus on it like I'm doing right about now. You can get that course, link will be in the description, or go to jcarteray.com/free course. So just click up here basically, get that, go through it, understand it. You'll also be added to my daily email list where I'm just dropping those gems, so definitely get on that in my inner circle, where you'll find out a lot more about what I'm doing, what's going on, the strategies that I'm using and all that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in that, you're interested in building your creative business and making your money online so you can fuel your creativity and just focus on that without compromising it, then this is where it's at. This is the channel for you. I'll see you in the next video where you'll learn more about YouTube marketing, online business, and music. Peace out.